are Jacob and Amanda Dodson. We've been fostering for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And we've probably got just as much out of it as we've given to any of these kids.
I had always felt God calling me to help abused and neglected children in some way, and I didn't know what He was asking me to do. And throughout the years I had tried, different things. And then I met Jake, and we were visiting, and he told me about his desire to adopt children out of foster care. And he wanted, hopefully a sibling group, but mainly he wanted to hopefully adopt a boy so that he could carry on the Dodson name, because so far all of his siblings have had little girls. So, and then I told him, that I also had a desire to help the children in need through fostering and possibly adoption as well. And then we got engaged and started working on the classes, and we were certified before we were married. And then we had our first placement before we were married, so we started fostering and then got married, and we've been married with children ever since. So we've had 11 children in our home altogether. Our first set was a sibling set of 2 brothers, and then we took in a sibling set of 3, and then we
only had them for like a
month. Yeah,
month.
we only had them for a month or so, and they got to go home to their grandparents, so that was great. The first 2 that we had them for 10 months. They were able to go home to their mom, so that was great. The 3 went home to their grandparents, and then those 3 siblings had 2 other siblings that were in care in another home, and there was some, night terrors with the little boy where he was calling out for his sister, and so I said, bring me the other 2 siblings, and so now we have 5 foster children, and then the 1 biological 15-year-old daughter.
The thing that I always enjoy seeing is the change, because there hasn't been one that we've got that didn't have 2 main emotions: fear and anger. They're mad, they don't know what's going on, and they're afraid. And when that starts to subside, and you start getting the smiles and the laughing, and it's just I don't know, it's pretty selfish, but it makes you feel good that you had a hand in that. So that's one of the best parts of it for me.
For me, the biggest reward is just the children, and like my husband said, seeing the change in them and seeing how much we're able to help them, go from where they're at in their life when they come to us versus when they leave. Just really trying to make sure that they are smiling and they're happy and they're not afraid, and it's an overwhelming feeling. I know that it's by the grace of God that I am able to take care of these 5 small children and take care of my 15-year-old, and at the best I can take care of my husband and our home and myself. I just feel like it's just by the grace of God, and it's so rewarding knowing that I'm doing His work.
My initial thought was, this could be awesome. I'll have little siblings. I've always wanted little siblings. But then, as it becomes closer and closer and the more real it becomes, you realize that, this is a really big commitment, and you're going to have to give up attention from your parents, and you're going to have to get used to, having them there. And that they're not just coming to stay for a few days, for the weekend. You're going to go to the park and, stuff. It's almost permanent. You have to get used to, they're a part of your life, and they're not going to go anywhere. So you have to, prepare yourself for what it actually means, and if you're willing to sacrifice a few things. I've grown up, as an only child, and I haven't been used to, having to share stuff. Even as a 15-year-old, sharing is very difficult. And it's really hard to, get used to having 5 little ones running around the house, and as much as you try, you're never going to have everything exactly how you want it. So I think it's just, you just have to realize that what you're doing is bigger than the pile of clothes on the floor, and the influence you're having on their lives, it's a big deal, and it's bigger than you or me. It's changing their lives, and it's going to shape them into the person that they're going to be for the rest of their lives.